Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to A Potent Dose of 3. My name is Jasmine.
I'm Kathy.
And this is your girl, Linda.
And we're here to bring you that weekly dose. In light of Seasonal Affective Disorder Awareness Month, today we're going to be talking about seasonal affective disorder, as well as talking about holiday blues and everything that comes along with it.
So before, starting this episode, we're going to give you some quick facts. So what exactly is seasonal affective disorder, also known as seasonal depression? According to the National Institute of Mental Health, many people go through short periods when they feel sad or unlike their usual selves. Sometimes these mood changes begin and end when the seasons change. Many people feel down or have the winter blues when the days get shorter in the fall and winter and feels better in the spring when longer daylight hours return. Sometimes these mood changes are more serious and can affect how a person feels, thinks, and behaves.
According to the American Psychiatric Association, 5% of adults experience SAD.
Seasonal depression is a type of depression characterized by a recurrent seasonal pattern, with symptoms lasting about 4 to 5 months out of the year. The signs and symptoms of seasonal depression include those associated with depression, as well as disorder-specific symptoms that differ for winter pattern versus summer pattern. For winter pattern, seasonal depression additional symptoms can include oversleeping, overeating, particularly with a craving for carbohydrates leading to weight gain, social withdrawal, feeling like hibernating. For summer, additional symptoms can include trouble sleeping, insomnia, poor appetite leading to weight loss, restlessness and agitation, anxiety, violent or aggressive behavior.
And actually, those with bipolar disorder or other mental health disorders, such as ADHD, eating disorders, anxiety, panic disorder, are at an increased risk of developing SAD. Additionally, SAD is more common in women, and people living farther north experiencing shorter daylight hours are also at an increased risk of developing SAD.
Okay, so winter patterns, SAD, should not be confused with holiday blues or holiday depression, which is a feeling of sadness or anxiety brought on by stresses at certain times of the year. Again, depression associated with SAD is related to changes in daylight hours, not the calendar. So stresses associated with the holidays are predictable seasonal changes in work or school schedule, family visits, and so on are not the same as SAD. So we're going to, jump into this episode and, talk about if any of us experience SAD or holiday blues and just have this discussion. So let's get into it.
Let's go.
Okay, so has any of us experienced, SAD or seasonal depression or holiday blues?
Well, I feel like I've gotten educated after doing research for the episode, because I was aware of depression, but I was not aware of seasonal depression. I was not aware that there was different symptoms for winter or for summer. It just kind of a new world to me.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah. Yes.
I knew about it because, and it was crazy. I remember when I found out, it was probably when I was doing undergrad, but one of my friends, she would tell me oh, it's coming. And I was like, what's coming? And she was just the time of the year again. I was and she told me around the winter, she gets depressed. And sure enough, after knowing her for a few years, it always happened the same time. And yeah.
Every year at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I honestly thought, because I think it was you, Jasmine, you had texted me or you texted the group saying, oh, do any of you guys get seasonal depression? I was like, yeah, for sure, I get seasonal depression. And after I doing my research, I was like, oh, no, I don't get seasonal depression. Besides just being depressed in general, I get holiday depression.
Because the symptoms overlap.
Yeah. Yeah, but the main symptoms is one seasonal affective disorder is more so when the season changes, when it goes from fall to winter. Like they say, the day gets not shorter, but the sun goes down.
Yeah.
And holiday depression, more so anxiety or becoming depressed about the fact that maybe you have to interact with family members around the holiday. Maybe you don't have enough money to buy your family presents, or you may be missing the loss of a loved one. I was like, oh, so for me, it's more so holiday depression than not so seasonal depression.
And this podcast episode made you realize that you have holiday blues?
No, I knew I had the holiday blues, but I was getting it confused with seasonal depression. I was calling seasonal depression, my holiday depression, seasonal depression.
They were the same thing for you.
Because every season around Christmas, I would get like depressed, but it wasn't more so because of the season changing. It was because I don't have my mom during Christmas. So for me, it's more like holiday depression.
Got it. And honestly, I talking about it with you earlier too, like I was like, yeah, no, I've never had holiday blues, but now that I think about it, yeah, I have. It is hard, like, with like the holidays, you have all this like things that are supposed to happen, like, get together and getting everyone together, but my family's very dysfunctional, and so it doesn't happen that way.
Anxiety, getting everyone together.
It doesn't happen that way. And I remember, like, in undergrad, I would be depressed, and I would actually spend a lot of the holidays, I think, if I remember, in my car or like working. And I think working was a really good way to
keep yourself busy, keep your mind off of everything.
But then when I would get off of work, I'd be like, man, like, some people would still be with their families, but I remember just being alone, kind of.
Like, where's my familia? Where's my family?
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, same feeling. When Linda was talking about it, I was like, so do you guys? And I'm like, no. But then when you broke it down, I'm like, oh, shoot. Yes, I have. Like, when we were in Colombia, and I guess when we arrived here, especially when we arrived here, because my family thing was like so weird, because I was like getting to know this new family, and they were not what I expected, and now I was stuck with my nuclear family.
Dysfunctional again.
Yes.
Not us with the dysfunctional family.
And then like not having enough money for presents, or like, okay, I'd rather you give a present to my brother because he's younger than me because I'm older. So it was just like, I'm like, wow, yes, I have. And then, but then that got me thinking, like, I did have it, but I'm kind of grateful now that I don't experience it because I've made my own family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to be in that position.
I completely understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I'm like, okay, that was like past, now present. I love Christmas.
I'm sorry, this is so cute.
Because I love Christmas, because I'm a grown woman now. I work, I make my own money, and when I'm broke, then my partner like backs it up and it's like, oh no, like, take from my money, like, and then I get to buy like little presents for everybody, and
thank you to my man. Thank you to my man.
her man.
And then like make it special. And now I don't have to worry, because now it's just my little family that I have to worry about. Like, I know I'm not gonna go crazy if there's no dinner. I know that I'm not gonna go, like, it's okay if I don't invite this cousin or that cousin or this aunt. So yeah, it's crazy how like just everything changes
with your own family.
Yes,
yeah. You made, like you said, you made your own family. Now you look at holidays completely different now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Linda, like, what are some things that you do to help you get through your holiday blues?
Honestly, stay busy. I love Christmas. Like, I love Christmas. I feel like it's one of the most beautiful holiday, because like the Christmas lights, even like growing up, like I remember my brother used to drive us around to look at holiday lights. So I just feel like I just love Christmas. It's just a beautiful holiday. I wish we had snow, because it feels like it would make it more winter.
It would be way too cold.
Just during Christmas, like wake up with snow.
Yeah.
But
just one day.
Exactly. Just one day. Like I said, like, I love Christmas, but I do get holiday depression, or the holiday blues, is because, growing up, love Christmas. I feel like my mom used to get us the best gifts, the best. And then so when my mom passed, like everything changed.
The holidays didn't feel the same.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's okay, but you know what? You could take from that too. Like, when you start your family, like how Kathy said, you're gonna take those same traditions that your mom, taught you.
Yeah. So for me, because like when my mom passed, like the holiday is just changed. Like, she's not there. So in a sense, like, Christmas isn't the same. So I naturally get depressed around the holidays. That's why it was so confusing for me with the whole seasonal depressions versus holiday blues.
Because it happens the same time every year.
So I was like, yeah, for sure, I get seasonal depression because I'm depressed. But then after looking, I was like, oh, I'm more so depressed because not having family there during the holidays. So for me, like I said, I stay busy. If I have like little Christmas parties with my friends,
Hey.
for real. I like Christmas shopping. Jade, I feel like I don't care like what I get for Christmas, but Jade, she still loves Christmas. So my sister Michiko and I, we would like make sure Jade still gets everything she has, like everything she wants on her list, so she can at least still enjoy that sense of like Christmas.
Yeah, I love it.
So she makes a list and she gives it to you guys, or
She don't make the list. She just say, I want this, I want
want
this,
that.
and I want
Actually gonna
that. I
ask.
want that.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, we just got you a new cell phone last year. Like every year she wants a new
She's
cell
like, that's
phone.
dated.
She's like, I want an iPhone. I'm like, you don't even utilize everything that the iPhone offers, okay? But
I don't either.
Look, we all don't.
A girl don't even use the face thing to open. I don't use that.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
I get scared that it's not gonna recognize me with makeup and no makeup.
Oh gosh, it will. Yeah, so for me, it's just different around the holidays.
Yeah.
And I maybe with therapy,
it's hard. No, yeah.
I don't know if. See, so I don't know if it will be something I would always be affected with, or if that'll change, like what Kathy said, when I start my own family, because then it's like, oh, I have something to look forward to, or would I always feel like a sense of loss during the holidays?
I think honestly, in my opinion, I feel like you're just gonna have to go with it and figure that out. But
Oh yeah, I just been going with the flow.
I'm
All my life.
sure like developing or creating your own little family like will help, because like similar to what Kathy said too, like I had talked about in undergrad, just that like whole thinking about how it was going to be when we all got together for the holidays, right? And now I'm slowly creating my own little family too, and I get to choose who I want there
in your space.
And so now I'm like, my space, I'm like, I get to decide now who's in my space. And so now I think like I'm not experiencing that whole like holiday blues, because I'm choosing who's going to be there, you know? So again, like I think it will get better with time, like when you create your little family and stuff.
Yeah, like I hope so. But like you said, it's good for those who are experience holiday blues because like family related issues or something. Like you said, it's good to create those boundaries and, you know, surround yourself by people that bring positivity. Or if you don't want to spend time with anyone, that's fine, but do something for yourself.
Yeah.
In the sense.
I really like, you know, how you mentioned like how you try to cope with your holiday blues by, you know, doing things that are unique to you and things you like to do. I think that's something that's really important, because I feel like during the holidays there's this like not the standard, but like, you know, how everyone's doing the same thing, and I think you start to compare yourself to everybody else, and then that really starts to get you depressed.
More depressed.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's the thing, like social media. I feel like that's the reason, not the reason, but just me personally, just seeing everyone on social media with their families enjoying the holidays and stuff. It can have a impact. So for me, it's like I have to find things that I personally love to do to kind of get myself out of that mindset. Because if I don't, I would just be super depressed, be, a hermit. Is that a hermit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, is it Kermit or is it hermit?
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So it's
Yeah. Also, like when I was talking about families, also at the beginning, the family here was dysfunctional, but also what hit me was that I migrated to a new country. Now I'm away from my family. Now I'm away from traditions, because in Colombia, I don't know if I told you, but like basically when we were leaving in September, they were already starting Christmas.
Oh,
like
wow.
It's a big thing over there. So like the 1st of December is already party into like January.
Oh, nice.
I miss the parties.
And then like they do like this big tradition that is called Day of the Light. I want to say it's Dia de las Velitas in Spanish. So you come out and each house bring candles. And they put it outside, and those are like wishes that you want for like this Christmas, and everybody in the street comes out. Yeah. And then they started giving you like food, and then there's called like novenas, which are like posadas, which like you go
Why can't we do that here with us?
Because I look lame, dude.
No,
like
we could do it together. Show us your
Oh, okay, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, no, she's not talking about let's go to knock on people's homes with
no,
candles,
no,
but
no,
just
no,
start
our homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know, doing it here, it was kind of like, I'm gonna look lame coming out with one light and put it in front of my house. People are gonna be looking at me like, what are you doing? But
see, that's another thing. Forget what people gotta think or people say.
Do you boo boo?
For real.
But in Colombia, it was like that. So, like, all your neighbors, everybody will come out. They will give you food. They will be like, they give you like coffee or chocolate or, you know, drinking.
Chaporado.
Like, yeah. And then like Las Novenas, it was also like a big thing back when I was in Colombia. Like, so let's say, I think they begin on the 15th of December, and then each person will host at their house. So let's say the first day I go to Linda's house. So now we're going to eat, we're going to party, we're going to pray and like drink and have fun. And then now we go to Jasmine's, and then now we go to mine's, and like that. And that here, like, for me, it was like,
damn, we're lame.
Yeah.
We're only doing one party.
One party. We should be partying from September to January. I never knew that.
yeah. And then here it was just missing. And then I tried.
That's a big culture
like,
shock too.
Yeah. And then like with my family here, we tried, but it was more like superficial. Like, oh, let's see who like let's see if Linda does it better or Jasmine does it. And that's for me.
Oh, it's more so show.
Yeah.
The show, the
I don't like
arrogance
that.
of it.
I can see why that would be off-putting.
And then like I remember when I was a kid, I'll go to Bucaramanga, and then they would have like they have Las Novenas, and I'll run down to the park because after like the mass will be done, they will give candies to the kids, ice cream, and I'll be the first one in line, and then I'll go again.
Greedy self. Greedy to
she
this
had
day.
her hair down for one, put her hair up next.
So I feel like it's just the lack of those traditions that kind of just like
And that's another thing. Speaking of the lack of traditions, I was having this conversation with another friend. I feel like our generation is losing traditions, family tradition. So even hearing the fact that in Colombia you celebrated a certain holiday, I'm not going to say the name because I'm going to end up saying Dios los Muertos, whatever it is. And I know that's not what you said.
That's definitely not it, yeah.
But, and then you move here and you're saying like you don't do that anymore. Because a lot of families are losing their tradition, not getting together, cooking anymore as family, not celebrating as much anymore. Because another reason why I probably get depressed around the holidays, I don't spend any gathering like that with family. So the fact, we need to start our own.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was saying. Kathy can show us that, and we can start our own traditions.
Yeah. Look at us. We kind of have with the Christmas party. This is our third annual
holiday party,
which is
fun.
good.
I enjoy it and I look forward to it because I'm like,
you're not on antibiotics this time?
no.
It's sad. You want to tell people why?
Tell them why.
So when I found
2 years
was
ago.
it the first? Was
It
it
was
the
the
first
first
time?
First
Christmas
holiday party.
Yeah, it was the first time.
Kathy was like, we're gonna drink. We're gonna
have so much fun.
We're gonna have so much fun. And I was like, yeah, Kathy, because all my friends are lame. They don't drink. Kathy was the only one that was gonna keep up with me, right?
Pretty much.
And then because I feel like it's so cute. Our winter party is so cute because we get like matching PJs.
Yeah.
And then like we're so relaxed with each other, so I don't have to be like, oh my god, I have to look a certain way because they're gonna look blah blah blah. So I don't have to worry about that. So I was so pumped and I was really looking forward for the party. And then in November, I started to get sick and then get nauseous and morning sickness. And then I found out I was pregnant. But I didn't want to tell anybody until like I knew for sure. So I only told Linda. And I told Linda, I was like, don't tell anyone. She's like, okay. So
Kathy comes in. I make a picture of
her favorite one because the picture with champagne and what
I made raspberry lemon drops. I had so many raspberry lemon drops made. Nobody is drinking.
And it was my favorite because for our girls trip that
we did in August.
Like morning to night.
And I think she requested that because she liked it so much when we went to the girls trip. And then, so I remember Kathy, she told me, she was like, how do I play this off? I said, just tell them that you started a course of antibiotics. I could have came up with a better lie for you. But I said, just tell them, you started a course of antibiotics and, the doctor says that you're not supposed to be drinking while you're on antibiotics. It's not good, da, 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 da. So Kathy gets there. I'll add on to your story. I don't want to take over your story.
And then I get there, and then Jasmine is giving everybody's cups, and I was like, dang.
I think it was an entry drink.
And then, it was an entry drink.
Yeah, you entry shot or something. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't know. And I put it on this side, and I'm looking at Linda. Linda's looking at me, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then Jasmine noticed that I wasn't drinking. She's like, so what's wrong? And I was like, I'm sick.
And I was like, boo.
Yeah. And the whole time I remember because I'm a lightweight. So I was drinking and drinking. I felt like I was getting a little tipsy, a little drunk. And in my head, I had to keep telling myself, don't spill the beans. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. It was something we were talking about at the table. And I almost said it. And I looked at Kathy. I'm like, oh, shoot. Let me go. Let me walk away. But hey, no one picked it up. So I was happy I didn't accidentally tell everyone.
But then it was funny because Jasmine was like, so your antibiotics? And then I was like, yeah. And she's like, for what? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm just sick, okay? And she's like, oh, okay.
It's like, none of your business. This is personal.
I was like, girl.
Then later they're like, I knew it. I'm like, sure, you did.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah,
like
starting
stuff like,
our own holiday parties, I think that or starting our own traditions is really good.
Because I honestly enjoy myself around those times.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine not doing anything and just sitting in my depression. It's not fun.
Yeah.
So the fact that we do have holiday parties, plan trips,
And therapy.
see, listen to look at Christmas lights. But yeah, speaking of therapy,
Right, Kathy?
Well, Jasmine, I'm on therapy now. So,
What?
yeah, so we're actually both in therapy.
yes.
Finally.
It took a long time. It took 28 years of my life
Hey,
to get here.
better late than never.
Girl, you are 29.
I forgot. Okay, I am 29. Jeez.
And for me, so this year has honestly been a roller coaster for me. I just feel like I just been depressed this whole year and it's out of it this whole year. Because earlier episodes, we talked about therapy. We talked about how I actually reached out to my providers telling her like I was super depressed. And then I started therapy. I only went with her 6 times. She ended up saying, "See, this I had too much baggage." She was only with me on the 6th session. She called out saying she needed to go on a mental health leave.
Oh, the one that we had?
Together. She hasn't been back since. And they said
Damn,
that
Linda.
You got her messed up, Linda.
So I had therapy up until, what was it? Maybe March, maybe
Probably,
April.
yeah.
And then the whole time I was busy, so I kept putting it on the back burner. So last month, November, like mid-November, I was saying, hey, let me push myself to go to therapy because one, this is another reason why it's good to understand your moods and understand what's going on. Because like I knew I get more depressed anyways around the holidays. So I said, I'm already feeling depressed. I don't want to go get more depressed with the holidays. So I started therapy.
You preemptively did it because you knew it was coming.
And I told her, I was like, I'm already depressed. And I also know that I get holiday blues. So I am here for you to help me figure out my life. And so far that has been going great.
I was going to ask, I know you said you had started again. How long has it been since you've started?
Girl, only had 2 sessions.
Oh, okay. So do you feel a difference?
I feel a big difference.
Oh.
I really like my therapist. She's a Black lady, so I feel like she can relate more to me. And that's another thing. I feel like it's good to find a therapist that you can feel like can relate and understand your cultural norms and everything. So I had told her all my problems. She said, oh my God, girl, like you have gone through so much within your 30 years of life. And she also basically helped me see that, because I feel like I just go through the motions, so I don't realize like when I'm depressed, I realize how I'm feeling, because I say this all the time. Like I feel like I'm walking depression. Like I've been depressed for so long, I don't even
like
realize.
On autopilot kind of.
Yeah, just trying to survive. And then so talking to her, she actually made me realize like to just acknowledge how much I've been through, and just that acknowledgement, I can move forward in the process of healing.
What about it didn't let you acknowledge it though?
Great question, Jasmine. Like I'm over here trying not to get emotional. Jasmine,
give me more.
Give me more.
It's just I just
This is part of my therapy, is just being more open and like vulnerable.
Yeah.
So what was your question again?
What did not let you acknowledge what you've been through?
Just that persona of being strong that was ingrained. That's why it can be so detrimental to Black women with the whole thing, oh, be strong, you're a strong Black woman.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
and honestly, when I look at you, despite your color or anything, like, you are really strong, and so I can see how you as a person would think that you
and I had to carry that even moments where I'm like, I don't feel like being strong, but just hearing the words even from like everyone, oh, you're so strong, it's like
yeah. But am I?
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, because it happened to me a lot, because when I was talking to my therapist, she was just like, so why are you here today? And then I told her everything that I've been through. And then she's like, and I was like, and I can't deal with my emotions because I have to be the strong one. Because if I'm not strong, then my family is going to break down, and I can't do that. And, so,
yep.
And then that's one thing that we have similar, that we're just like, I feel like the most emotion that I have shown is in this podcast.
And that's why
other
I love
than
it.
that,
Yeah.
I'm like,
hard.
I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then another thing that I always keep in my mind is when Linda is like, we're talking about trauma, and I just laugh, and Linda's like, don't laugh, and I'm like, dude, but it's just like,
that's your coping mechanism.
That's her coping
mechanism.
Yeah. And the reason why I be on Kathy so much, because she reminds me so much of myself in that sense, because I took like a semester of therapy in undergrad, and oh my God, look at us getting emotional, or look at me getting emotional. So the reason why I feel like I relate so much with Kathy, because I remember in undergrad, I was literally talking to my therapist, talking about some depressing stuff. And she said, I see you saying all this. She said, I see you saying all this with a big smile on your face. Like, why is that? And I was like, I don't know.
I have to.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
So that's the Kathy. So I wanted her to realize this, because I don't know if someone has ever told her, said, you know, I know it's a defense mechanism, but like, feel those feelings. Like, I'm here with you. I understand. And it's normal for us, but it's not normal. But that was our way to survive.
Yeah. And then that's when I realized something's wrong with me, because I was like, I don't know, like, it's just this whole podcast, and it's just like you telling me like it's not normal to laugh, and then those are like really messed up stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but that's my life.
It's our norm. It's our norm. Yeah. That's how we had to protect ourselves.
And then that's what like pushed me through like find help, because I'm like, okay, this is not okay. This is like, I shouldn't be laughing, but I do. And it's just kind of like, it's not like you. And then even my therapist is like, I'm pretty sure you don't laugh because you think it's funny. Like, it's not funny, but he's just like,
you're trying to stop yourself from crying and feeling those emotions.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you had to be strong to protect your family and to be seen as strong within your family. So you felt that you couldn't show those moments of vulnerability, or those moments of, I'm not feeling like myself. I am sad. I am depressed. But because that weight that you felt that you had to carry. And I feel the same exact way. It's like, I had to put on like, oh, be strong. But it's like, certain moments I should be able to break down.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, to give like a quick little story, so I don't get super emotional. When I was 16, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. She ended up passing from cancer. And I remember like the whole time just being told over and over and over, like, be strong. Like, don't let your mom see you emotional, cry. So I've literally carried that with me since 16 until now.
Yeah. And that's hard to break, especially like when that's instilled in you at such a young age. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's hard because it's kind of like, you kind of live like I feel like a double life. Because behind the scenes, you're like
a mess.
Yeah, you're a mess. Like for me, it was like when I was told I was going to have a miscarriage, and I had 5 minutes to get into my final. And I was like, you need to get your shit together. We don't cry. You're going to swallow this, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, get over it.
And you're going to go get that test.
That's hard.
And then it's kind of like, it's just, and then I've been put in so many situations that I'm like, you just kind of check yourself. Okay, this is it. This is what you're feeling. Get over it. And then go. Because that's how I've just been like,
and
trained.
It's built up too.
Yes.
And that's the thing, it builds up. And that's the one thing I like about therapy. Like, if let's say like you're a person who doesn't like to like be vulnerable with people, I think having that one person where you can be vulnerable with, especially a therapist who's able to help guide you and help kind of like, guide you to be able to break,
feel those feelings and be okay with it.
That's the one thing I really like about therapy.
And then she's like, and then that's why you have so much anger, because you just keep everything in, but when are you gonna let it
she
out?
Analyzed you.
Yeah. And then that's why you have those moments where you do explode, because that's your inner child in you, that's showing in your adult self. That's what I was like, therapy is good. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I literally sent Kathy, because I had my session, because I always want the best for my friends.
Of course.
If I'm trying to
that.
improve myself, I'm like, my friends, I know areas that y'all can improve too. So I remember I had my therapy session. I was like, hey, Kathy, I just had therapy, and I'm going to send you this link and you get 2 weeks free. There's no excuse why you shouldn't go to therapy. And I love the fact that she actually signed herself up for therapy, and she's been going to therapy
open about it.
and open about it.
Yeah, because I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. So I'm like, I have to do it now, especially with the episodes that I was listening to, and then I could listen how like the emotion, like, when you cry and you're like, but when you cry with with that feeling that is like, damn,
that's
like
something's,
the
12-year-old you crying and is feeling everything.
Yeah, and then it's just like every time that I would like re-listen, I'm like, I'll be like re-crying, and I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, I didn't know this affected me that much.
Because I was telling people, it affects you, it affects me, is because on a day-to-day basis, we go through life not acknowledging what we've gone through or what we're feeling. But this podcast, it kind of brings it out. Yes. And it's like, dang, I didn't know I was so affected by it until I need to speak about it. Yeah. And that's why sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm fine, because I'm going through life and emotions with being okay, telling people I'm okay. But once I touch on stuff that I'm uncomfortable with talking about, that's when it's like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. I am not fine.
I got issues, but you got
we got
too.
issues. We all got issues.
We all do.
But the difference between us and some other people is that we're facing these issues. Like, we're trying to figure out now. Because one thing I was telling my therapist, though it's uncomfortable and though I don't like talking about certain things, it's like, I don't want this affect me 30 years from now. I don't want it to affect me whenever I have children, and to affect my children. So because I'm in therapy now and I'm learning the tools that I can later give to my kids, so they won't be embarrassed of going to therapy. They won't be embarrassed of like being vulnerable, talking about their emotions.
Yeah, like basically showing emotions. Because I'm like, that's the one thing that I don't want Dad to think, because he's a man and he's a Latino man, so he has to be strong, macho. And I'm like, so like when he has his feelings, and I'm like, it's okay, papi, like just breathe, you're gonna get through the feelings, it's okay, like, and then I always just like teach him like how to breathe and calm down. And then, so it's just like these things that like is not only you do it for you, but you do it for like your
generations
future.
on.
Yes,
because that was not taught to us. That was not given to us. And that's why I love my friends group and I love you guys, because I do feel like God has put great people in my life for a reason, because I have great friends. Like, I have great friends that I see as family, because I don't have like the strongest relationship with my own family.
Don't worry, you ain't alone, girl.
Yeah, you're not alone in that one.
Jasmine and I, we trauma bond growing up. But that's the reason why it's so good to have genuine people in your life to push you and to kind of push you when you don't even see the flaws within yourself. Yeah. Because that's how I feel with my group of friends. Like, they'll call me out on stuff, and best believe I would call my friends out and say, hey, I see you're doing X, Y, and Z. What's going on.
And I think that's what friendship really should be, like
true friendship.
Yeah, that's really what friendship should be. And the most amazing thing about friendship is you get to choose them,
Exactly.
Yes,
they're like your selected family.
Yes.
Look at us going all over the place.
No, I know. I was gonna tell you guys, but I was like, we're getting really good stuff, coming out. We have a really good therapy session going on.
Therapy session. And it's free. It's free. It's part of my journey. It's free, and I'm working on it. Positive affirmation.
I think that's a really cool thing about being human, though, too. It's like, if you're not able to feel being happy, being sad, being everything, A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Everything.
What are you? if you can't do that.
Freaking robot.
Exactly.
That's what I've been. A robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it was funny because when you sent me the, like, I just been like really in my brain lately. And then when you sent me that, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, like, it's time for me to like kind of like evolve in a way. I call it evolve, but it's kind of like grow.
Yes, it's a season of growth.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I feel it.
I think we're all feeling it.
Okay, it's time for me to grow. And I was like, so that's why it's time for me to go to therapy. That way I could heal everything and, you know.
Yeah. And that's what I love, because I feel it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's our time, but I do feel it's a season of growth, because I'm not going to lie, each one of my friends that I talk to on a daily basis, we all are talking about how we want to grow, how we are working on our personal stuff in order to fulfill ourselves and to grow more as a person.
It's really weird.
It's creepy.
We've all been doing the same thing. Not the same thing, but we've all, like, I texted
Ways for
you,
yourself. Yeah.
like, things I want to do differently, and then you're doing things differently.
Each of my friends, like, it's crazy. I'm gonna name Vanessa, Ellie, Erica, you, Kathy, Jasmine. It's crazy. We're all literally in this season of just like growth and trying to figure out our lives.
But I think,
and
I'm
love
excited.
It.
Yeah,
I love it.
I can't wait for the winter party. Because then, like,
we're gonna get together.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
excited.
Well, no.
and drinks.
And no antibiotics.
And no antibiotics. I hope no one had been. I hope no one.
Oh, no, nobody.
No.
We can't.
Like, Kathy, you can only be the only one. So for now,
with only
kid.
one kid, that's it.
Leave it. No, we don't want no more privacy.
No, thank you.
But I like we said, we started this episode with talking about seasonal affective disorder and holiday blues. But then again,
we got into a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but it all kind of relates.
It does.
In a way. That's why, like I said, I found it hard for myself personally to separate the seasonal depression. I'm like, it's the same. It's the season.
Because you have
depressed.
to pay attention to really yourself and what you're going through and what you're feeling. Like, you have to acknowledge the feelings. Mm-hmm. That's how you were able to get to where you're at right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I feel it. Oh, I do kind of know what. Oh, I can't wait for next episode, because we're going to talk about some triggers too that had happened with school. That's why it's good to be in therapy, and it's good to acknowledge where you're going.
For next episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be a juicy one.
Got some juicy stuff.
But so, seasonal affective. Do we already talk about your friend and how she
We talked a little bit about
or
it.
how do you help her? Like, when you already know, okay, do you check in more with her? Do you send her, like, I don't know.
Yeah, we text. We have started doing stuff like meeting up and doing things like going. You guys should really try going to nurseries. Like, me and her go do it, and we love it.
You'll be proud of me. So, because I've been on my self-growth lately, I literally bought, it should be arriving maybe next week, I bought like a plant stand where you can stack maybe about 5 different plants. And I bought a cute little plant. What is it called? You put the plant in a vase, pot, but it was like, it's a character of like a cute girl and stuff. So we
send me a photo.
Oh no, we got to go shopping for the plants. Oh, I don't have the plants.
Actually, I have your plant.
Oh,
the only thing is somebody broke a leaf, and I don't know who. And Jonathan says it wasn't him, but it wasn't me. So who do you think it is?
Jonathan or the dog?
I know.
Yeah, so like we try to do stuff. I mean, we went to nursery. Me and her, we like do stuff like that, but. We text, but some things that she experiences are like, she doesn't want to do anything a lot of times when she gets in her funks. So like, sometimes all I can do is just text her, because she won't want to go out, but just texting her and just keeping in contact with her. I think she did therapy for a little bit, but I think she came across something that a lot of people deal with when they go to therapy, and that wasn't their person. So yeah, just that.
And then I know, because we talk so much, I don't know if you already mentioned this, but we did some research and found some type of help if you go through this.
Well, I was gonna say as well, I found another, like, in research as well. I don't know if you were gonna say this, but I was researching and I saw that there's obviously, like, when you deal with SAD, I know it's different from depression in the sense that there are different things that trigger it, right? But something that I saw that could help with depressive symptoms would be like increasing your omega-3 fatty acids. And I saw this in a research where like there was an inverse relationship with depressive symptoms and the addition of omega-3 fatty acids within your diet. And so things like salmon and nuts and edamame and things like that, finding things with omega-3 fatty acids could help boost your mood and kind of help you experience a better mood.
Yeah, also when I was doing the research, I was able to see like some of the treatments like that they really caught my eye that I had never heard of it. Like, for example, light therapy. I didn't know that was it. Like, that was a thing. And what light therapy is basically, it's involves sitting in front of a light therapy box that emits a very bright light, and it usually requires 20 minutes or more per day. And it's typically they do it the first thing in the morning during the winter months, and most people use it like throughout the whole like winter session to just treat their depression, and that really like caught my attention. And then another thing that caught my attention was like the vitamin D treatment, because when I think about vitamin D, I think about like kidneys and how they work, because that's what I've been like studying. But vitamin D would help with your seasonal depression because it promotes the serotonin activity, and you can consume it with food and also like with the sunlight. So that was something that like really caught my attention. And the other two like treatments that they give is, you know, antidepressant medication and of course therapy.
Yeah. And speaking of sunlight, we say this in every other episode about working out, getting outdoors, if it's even going for a hike, if it's doing like a little quick run, something, because science has proven it. When you work out, it does release endorphins, dopamine. So it's good to just move around. Force yourself to move around. If you're feeling down, talk to somebody about it, and maybe they can kind of help get you out your funk.
Yeah, see your doctor. Let your doctor know too.
And again, speaking of doctors, we are not here speaking as healthcare providers. We're not your healthcare providers. We're just talking as three group of friends, talking about stuff we learn along the ways,
things
and
that
trying
we
to help.
find interesting.
Yes, just giving our opinions. Yeah. That's it. Like, we're just gossiping.
We're just is like our little journal.
Yes.
But so if you're feeling any type of way, depressed, always speak to your provider. We're not your providers. We're not here giving you health advice. We're just talking. So yeah, just wanted to give that little disclaimer. And then this has been definitely a long, emotional episode. Jasmine going to have a great time editing this episode. So try to make me not cry every 5 seconds. It was a
roller coaster.
But we hope that you guys learned something from this episode, picked up something. If you're dealing with SAD or holiday blues, please talk to someone. You are not alone. Yeah, talk to someone, get yourself busy, do something.
Also, I wanted to give the number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. So it's 1-800-273-8255, just in case if, you're really like feeling depressed and you're not getting that help and you want or you need somebody to talk to, make that call.
Yeah. If you don't have like people personally to talk to, go to a therapist. They will listen to your problems. That's why they are there and kind of help guide you as well.
Yes.
So until next time, guys, thank you so much for listening to A Potent Dose of 3. This is your favorite person on the podcast, Linda speaking, and we are out. You can follow us on Instagram.
That's what she gets.
Instagram at A Potent Dose of 3. You can email us at apotentdoseof3@gmail.com. And also
find us on YouTube
and TikTok. And you can follow me at Linda the FNP. Bye.
Thanks. Till next time.